And in the mock draft that I did, and I wrote about this over the weekend on my show page at KFAN.com. I'm never really comfortable doing mock drafts. It's just too impossible. It's just too tough to figure out the who, what, where, when, and why all through picks 32. There could be trades, but nevertheless, the Sheikh Mohammed bin Rashid Al Maktoum, who's my boss, he requested I do one, so I did one. And the first one that I did, because I will make some alterations to it over the week, during the course of the week. The first one I did is kind of regarding the top 10, not necessarily how I think it will go, but how I think it should go.
Your opinion.
Yeah, and as I get closer to the draft and I've chatted with the right people, I'll get a better feeling as to how it will go. Mm-hmm. For instance, I go to Rube Chat, KFAN.com, Purple Chat, Saturdays, the day of the draft, and last year when I was doing a national radio show for Sirius Satellite Radio, during the course of that show, I had so many great draft experts on during that show. I, on Rube Chat, either that or on the show page, was doing kind of a transcript of the information I was getting that morning.
It was kind of a transaction wire for what you were getting, what you were hearing.
Yeah, it was like 7:35, Gil Brandt, former vice president of immortality for the Cowboys, was on. He just said this. 7:45, Tom Dimitroff, new general manager, Atlanta Falcons, was on. He said this. Now, I'm not doing that show anymore, so I'm not going to have access to those people on Saturday, but still, either via RubeChat at KFAN.com or my show page, the Paul Allen show page, Saturday morning is when I will put up a top 10 that I'll feel really good about from an accuracy standpoint.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago, hit 8 out of 10, hit 8 out of 10 the year before that. As of right now, here's what's going to be posted at KFAN.com on our draft page. I have Matthew Stafford first to the Detroit Lions.
Woohoo!
Second, I went with Aaron Curry, linebacker, Wake Forest to St. Louis.
Whoa, mama!
Third, Kansas City, Michael Crabtree, stud receiver, Texas Tech.
Let's play!
Fourth, Seattle, Mark Sanchez, quarterback, SoCal.
Let's play!
Fifth, strapping tackle Baylor, something called Jason Smith.
Who?
Sixth, Cincinnati. Lose Hushmanzada? Have the butthole factor with Ocho Cinco? Well, let's go get Jeremy Maclin.
Woohoo!
Seventh, Oakland Raiders. Offensive line to protect Jamarcus Russell and pave the way for some memories. Eugene Monroe.
Who?
Something called Eugene Monroe, offensive tackle, Virginia.
Who?
Eighth, Jacksonville. Even though the hype is negative on him because he left the combine early in very, very conspicuous fashion, he subsequently has rebounded privately, lost a little bit of weight, and should, in my opinion, should be one of the top 2 offensive linemen taken in this draft. Nevertheless, he'll be third to the Jacksonville Jaguars with number 8, ladies and gentlemen, Andre Smith, offensive tackle, Alabama.
No!
Ninth, way outside of the box. Head Cheese and Cheese Heads should appreciate this pick because I'm looking at your uber-aggressive shifting to a 3-4 defense, and I'm looking at what A.J. Hawk has done or hasn't done and what they possibly need to make that 3-4 defense go. So they need some defensive linemen and some linebackers who can adapt to this 3-4 because they're going to stand Aaron Campman up and move him to the outside. That's taking one of the best defensive players in the NFL and basically changing his position. Good luck with that. So I have them selecting Robert Ayers, who's a defensive end, outside linebacker from Tennessee. 3, 4 diseased. 7 games to figure it out. Robert Ayers, outside linebacker, Tennessee. Green Bay Packers. It's my opinion that Robert Ayers and Aaron Curry from Wake Forest will be widely considered after this season and subsequent years the best 2 defensive players to come out of the 2009 draft.
Okay. Oh, man, that makes me nervous.
And then number 10, San Francisco 49ers. Nobody cares about the 49ers because we are going to drill them in our home opener and go 3-0 after we dust the Cleveland Browns and take away Braylon Edwards, and after we go to the Motor City and make Linehan say, "What up?" We're going to beat the San Francisco 49ers featuring Texas defensive end, something called Brian Arakpo.
Let's play.
So that's what I got. Stafford, Curry, Crabtree, Sanchez, Smith, Macklin, Monroe, Smith, Ayers, Arakpo, defensive end, Texas.